course, you should all know that if you're standing here, you mean more to Abby and I than a speech or than a toast or anything could ever explain. So we have people here that have came from the West Coast, the East Coast, the southern part of the states, and we're very well represented from the Chicagoland, Illinois region. But it's just incredible looking back. You know, we have so much support and so much love, and every single person in here is special to us in some way, and in a great way. So thank you so much for being here, and thank you for sharing in this experience with us. So we love you all. Thank you.
Yeah, we love you too.
Hi, I'm Jenna. I'm Abby's twin sister.
Yeah, do it. You want us to stand up there?
And there's no place I'd rather be than celebrating with the two of you tonight. But I can say confidently to the rest of you that Abby and Jared are extremely humbled by your willingness to join them in Mexico to celebrate the beginning of their new life. So thank you on behalf of them.
Yeah.
Okay. Believe it or not, I had a difficult time trying to decide what to say during my toast, so I did what any good maid of honor would do and did a little research on what you should include. The recommendations include explain how you know the bride, a few good stories about her, some lovey-dovey stuff about the groom, and close with some good advice. So that's my agenda for tonight, and I beg you not to send me out with a slow clap. I first met Abby just minutes before she was born. Just 1 minute, thanks. And for that glorious minute, before we officially met, I thought I finally had the womb all to myself and could sleep comfortably. But as fate would have it, the time would come for us to officially start our lives as twin sisters. As I look back on the 28 years with Abby, so many incredible and fun things come to mind. We lovingly refer to each other as roommates. What? Okay. Being twins, we experienced most things together. School dances, moving away to college, and every single birthday. We shared a room and side-by-side twin beds for 18 years. Abby quickly became my best friend, partner in crime, and the lead singer in every sing-along I've ever had. Growing up as twins, we're commonly answered questions like, who's older? Do you feel each other's pain? Do you have your own language? Do you like being twins? And my answer typically sounded something like, yeah, it's like having a sleepover with your best friend. However, Abby's, the social worker's answer, sounded more like, well, we were raised to be individuals, so that we had no issues finding our own personalities. Looking back, I never felt like we were competitive. But Abby set the bar for many firsts for the two of us. She learned to talk before me, loudly and often, I'm told. She was the first to ditch her training wheels and scraped her face falling over the handlebars. And now she's getting married first, and I couldn't have dreamed of a better guy for my favorite person.
Yes.
Abby, growing up as your twin was never competition. I now realize that this was your way of blazing the trails for me. You're my protector, and you did all of these things first to make sure it was safe for me to follow suit. And besides, you taught me how not to do things. As for Jared, I surely haven't known him as long as some of you, or as well as some of you, but I knew he was a keeper when one Sunday, very early on in their relationship, he dropped Abby off to do some shopping with some friends, and he came back to the Manigault residence and spent the afternoon on our deck without her, like an old friend. I knew Abby had to hold on to Jared after he helped her with her 10th move in 4 years, and then he got smart and bought her a house. And let's face it, he's the only one who can appreciate her vintage taste for antiques. Jared, you have always fit into our family, whether you're talking beer with the boys, overseeing Pinterest project with this girl, or just making Addison and Grandma feel really special. You have a unique way of making people feel very important, and that's what I love about you. Jared, it's been said on more than one occasion that if you could be cloned, there would be a lot of happy wives in this world. I've been fortunate to spend a lot of time with Abby and Jared in the past 4 to 5 years. That's one of the benefits of marrying a girl with a woo mate. There's always a third amigo. Abby and Jared are old souls. They're incredibly content in their own company. A typical Friday night consists of a home run and pizza shared with Hercules and an episode of Dateline. I feel I already have a glimpse into your life as 95-year-olds. We all should be so lucky to find that. Hearing you both today, it doesn't seem like you need much advice on love, but here's my wish for both of you. May your life together be full of love, and your love be full of life. Cheers.
I get to follow that? Great. So good evening, everyone. I am Jason Campbell, Jared's older brother and best man. And I would like to take this moment and thank David and Mary Beth Manigault for helping make this wedding possible. And thank each and every one of you for coming down to Paradise and sharing this special day with Jared and Abby. I know that means a lot to Jared and Abby, as friends and family are everything to them. Anyone that knows Jared knows that family is big to him. And after a few years of knowing Abby, I can see this as a value close to her heart as well. Jared's group of friends are some of the best guys I know, gotten to know over the years. And they've really shown over the years what friendship means, what true friendship means. And I feel it's a huge honor to be selected as Jared's best man, as any one of his friends could have been chosen very easily. And as to Abby, my new sister, you look stunning today, as you do every day. And it's any wonder you caught Jared's eye. But it was not your looks that won him over. It was your fun personality, your big heart, and your caring soul. And like Jared, you share a lot of the same values. You love your family and friends and are rich in both. And I'm glad you are the gal that stole his heart, and I know you take great care of him. So a little story that my mom was telling me the other day, I don't know if it's a story or more just reminded me of how much growing up Jared had to do everything just like his big bro. Whether it was the same Legos we bought, same food at the restaurants we went to, he'd change his order. If I ordered chicken, he ordered a hamburger, vice versa. He was always having to be just like his big bro. So it really didn't come to any surprise that later in life, still trying to be like me, he would look and find for the prettiest, smartest, fun, hard-working girl he could and ask for her hand in marriage. And like me, he got lucky and she said yes. So after 3 years of marriage, the only advice I will pass on to you is the advice my grandmother, Lee Isaacson, told me. And that was, no matter what, under any circumstances, you ever go to bed mad. And that it seemed to work well for her and Grandpa. It's worked for Rosie and I figured it'll work for you guys.
Truth.
So on that note, congratulations to the beautiful couple, and salute.
Salute.
I got 15 more pages of stories, hold on. Including the bachelor party stories, all of Jared's stories growing up. What's that, you guys want to drink and dance? Okay, we'll skip all this, sorry. Microphone's off.
So most of it's been said, but I did want to thank everybody who's come. Jared had already identified you and the distances you've traveled, and we appreciate that. One thing I wanted to comment on is that many of the Hollywood couples get a little nickname, and it occurred to me that, what is it, Brad and Angelina, or Brangelina, right? And then Jennifer and Ben were Benifer. And so we have choices. I'll ask for a show of hands. So we can have Jer-Ab, or we can have Ab-Jer. So let me bring first. How many would like Jer-Ab? How many would like Ab-Jer? I think Jer-Ab wins. Okay. So there you go. Abby was in mortal terror of what I might say tonight. In fact, she said she was fearing that I would throw her under the bus. I would say, look around, there's no bus here. And furthermore, I had my comments vetted by Donald Trump's speechwriters, and they said there's nothing in what I'm going to say that would embarrass him, so it shouldn't embarrass you. All right. I want to talk about partnerships. I am a student of sociology, and it always amazes me that couples get together and can last as long as they do. In some parts of the world, marriages are arranged, and that might be a good way of doing things. I don't think that's happened to most of you here who are married. and there's a lot of married couples who've lasted a long time, and God bless you. It seems to me that circumstances are a big part of that, finding each other. There's 3.5 billion women in this world, there's 3.5 billion men. Who's to say that a couple coming together is the right couple? But you're evidence that it's worked. Jenna, this isn't your speech, you had your time. But a key in all this is the support that everybody's had and the role models they've had, and I know in the Campbells there's a wonderful sense of family, and I think that's been a big grounding of Jared, and I hope the same is true of Abby, although sometimes I wonder, no, whether we were good role models. No, we haven't. There's one thing about each of them that I'm proud of. Abby, well, and getting back to the marriage thing, let me tell you, we wouldn't have been here tonight for a very fateful decision that she made in her sophomore year of college. She switched from elementary education at Eastern to social work at ISU Normal. And if that hadn't happened, I would be home mowing the lawn tonight. I don't know what you all would be doing. But had she not changed majors, these two people would never have met. And I guess that's the irony of what I'm saying about these marriages and how lucky they are to have found each other. Two things, one of each, I'm proud of them. Abby went to the Jane Addams School of Social Work. Jane Addams was one of the founders of social work, social welfare. In Chicago, she founded the Hull House, which is in the near west side of Chicago, and is based at UIC in Chicago, where I went to medical school. So we had that in common. We have an alma mater in common. And then Jared, he got his Illinois Department of Agriculture public pesticide certification before I did. So that really impressed me. But we can talk about pesticides together. Wouldn't be fair if I didn't acknowledge all the work that the aunts and on both sides of the family have had in the various showers. And lastly, I'd have to recognize my wife and my other two daughters who put together this ceremony. And Kyle's given them moral support, I know. but I want to thank them, and then I want to thank all of you, and raise your glasses, one more toast, and then we'll return to celebration. Thank you all for coming.